Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals and gills and all that fun stuff, I am Alex the Maniac, and it is time for another Maniac Monday. Welcome to the show. How y'all doing? The new merch is here. We talked about it on the channel. Check it out. Go to brokenrose.com. Go to the store page. It's there. How y'all doing tonight? Woo! I'm awake. Are you awake? Just warmed up a little. We are talking all things spooky. It's coming that time of year. Are you ready? Halloween's right around the corner. Literally right around the corner. Halloween is coming. I'm Alex the Maniac. This is a Maniac Monday. And today, like I said, we're talking all things about the spooky season. And I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something different today, okay? We're going to try something different. I started writing when I was fairly young. Stories and lyrics and all that stuff. I've talked about this before with y'all. And some of my earliest memories, really, I wrote this short story called The Graveyard Ghost in third grade, not fourth grade. Fourth grade. Really in fourth grade. And then I wrote the sequel and the sequel and the sequel each year for a class assignment of writing a story that followed it up. I'm in sixth grade, and the old teacher that I had before found out I was doing another edition of it and asked me to come and read it to the kids in the lower grade who were doing their first ever stories. And so that was my first time reading in front of people, and I was of my own material, and I was nervous about that. And I'll be honest, I haven't done much reading in front of people over the years. I had an opportunity to go to Florida to some poetry convention thing and read a poem that I written. I want to say that was around 2004, 2005, and I didn't do it. And I don't know. I was nervous about the whole idea of the thing, and I'm wondering now if I should have. And maybe I should have. Maybe that was a missed opportunity. Never been to Florida, never got that opportunity and all that. But I think it could have been an experience to actually go out there and read that, and I didn't take it. So I'm going to take a little bit of risk here and go ahead and read one of the short stories from the short story collection book, 13 Tales of Terror, which is so far along in the typing, thanks to our good buddy, the Oracle, who is doing typing for me. And we're hoping to have that published soon. Boy, would it be cool to have it up by Halloween. Probably not going to happen, but maybe soon thereafter. And we want to start shooting. The goal is to have the film version with the 13 short films collection together into a DVD form and have that up and for sale this time next year, coming into the Halloween season next year. That is the goal. I need people involved. If you want to do some acting, you want to get involved. If you know people that can do some locations, if you know people that want to act, all those different things. If you have any idea of how you want to be involved, let us know. We want you involved, and we could use the help. So that's a thing. There's the new channel. You can kind of see the logo for it over in the little banner that I just had up about, Nocturnal. But yeah, check out youtube.com/@Book of Terror. That's going to have a lot of like AI created videos using the writing that I've done. And then we're going to also throw in some of the short films that we film with actual live people. We're going to put those on that page as well. And there'll be some stuff on the Broken Rose Entertainment page as well. Broken Rose Entertainment, you know where that's at. And of course, it's that time of year. We're going to be definitely getting some paranormal investigation videos up and running and out there in the very near future. If you're interested in any of that, if you know a place that you think in Rhode Island we should check out, maybe we've done it before and you want to see a more in-depth take, or somewhere we haven't been before, give us your opinions on that as well. All right. Where are we at here? Okay. Take a deep breath. Get ready. Here we go. Oh, new merch. Don't forget. It's there, okay? I'm going to leave that there for you a minute in case you forget that it's there. It's there. Take a look at it, okay? All right. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to read a story. Are you ready for story time, folks? Story time with Alex the Maniac. This story is from the book 13 Tales of Terror. It's a short one, so we'll have no problem getting through it nice and quick. This might be a shorter episode tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up picking this up and trying to do an improv song or something tonight. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Let me just, in case I get a feeling. I don't know. I'm going to get a feeling to just do something random. That happens from time to time. Okay, not playing around. So this story is called Nocturnal. All right, I'm going to get into my reading position here. Join me. All right. Okay. Fun times, right? Fun times? Fun times. I see that as being a little bit of a problem. My camera gets a little glary, huh? When I come over to here because it's in a bright mood. Okay. I can't do nothing about that, so it is what it is. So, Nocturnal. I'm going to step out of my maniac persona for a second and go into reading persona. Are you ready? Okay. This one's called Nocturnal. And then there were none. I suppose I should begin this story where it all began, with a start and a trembling hand, out in the darkness searching the night for something supernatural, something nocturnal. Of course, it was all just a myth, unless we could prove it was real. We should have left it alone, should have stayed out of those woods. Did you hear that sound? Gary said with a start, his hands trembling, casting erratic streams of light through the trees. Would you steady yourself or turn that flashlight off? Gonna give someone a damn seizure, Sean replied. I didn't hear anything, but how are we supposed to with everybody being so damn loud, Renee added. We all shushed up at that, at least for a few moments. Each of us is trying to listen carefully for something other than our own footsteps. I figure that would have been loads easier without a constant crackle of dried leaves beneath our feet. The ground was littered with them, like a carpet of red, orange, and brown patterns randomly stitched and stretched out in every direction as far as I could see. The bare branches to which they once belonged allowed the Luna to shine through in all her glory. She was full tonight and looked close enough to touch, if I were to stand atop the nearest tree. How much further? Gary asked. Don't you stop, Renee turned to him. The glare she gave was priceless. What? It's just a question. I mean, we have been out here a long ass time. A half hour is not a long ass time, Renee countered. It's dark and creepy. I should have stayed home, Gary continued. Ugh, I wish you had, Renee growled through gritted teeth. All of you cut it out, Julie snapped, and again, everyone went silent. I hadn't spoken a word since we left the van. I started off feeling excited, but the further we went, the more uncertain I became. You okay, Cat? Renee whispered to me. Yeah, all good, I whispered back. Why my mother named me Katrina, I haven't got a clue. I didn't mind being called Cat, so long as it didn't come with the 1,000 feline jokes I'd heard all my life. I swear one more person who says meow to me, and I'm likely to claw their eyes out. Yes, I know, the pun was intended. All in all, I have to say I have a little in common with a feline. Certainly can tell you I am not agile. I'm the most clumsy person I know. Cats have 9 lives, they say. Well, I'm just struggling to make it through the one I've got. I do see well at night, so that's something, I guess. As we marched on, I thought more and more about the local legends that got us out here in the first place. Stories about a beast in the woods, not any known animal, not any known animal, something worse, far worse, a creature that had been alive for hundreds of years, responsible for many mysterious deaths and disappearances. Of course, it loved taking the young like any local monster story. I think all around the world, these types of stories help put blame when kids run off, die accidentally, or get kidnapped. The last being most likely. It's easier to make up a monster to live with than to admit that real monsters live among us. The mailman, grocery clerk, ice cream man, or that nice old man at the end of the street whose eyes seem to linger just a little too long when he waves hello. It could be anyone, and that's far more scary than a monster in the woods, isn't it? At least you know where to avoid with the legend of the monsters in the woods. Yet, even still, here we were. Back in the old days when this town was nothing more than a small village, they say the monster was already here. They say it sometimes snuck into the village at night and stole a child or killed an old person. As the area became more populated, it stayed more to the woods, snacking on a hiker or camper from time to time. There were plenty enough to choose from during the right seasons. I normally was quite skeptical of little green men, Bigfoot, or the boogeyman. This night in these woods, I wasn't so sure. Come day tomorrow, I'd laugh it off, wondering how I'd let myself get so worked up. Of course, I would keep telling myself. Only, was I certain? What was that noise? Did something move in the shadows? Guys, I whispered, but they had already stopped. Shh, Julie whispered, making a motion with her hand that at first I thought was a pantomime of dribbling a basketball. Then it clicked. She was telling us to get down. We all did, eyes fixed on the same spot. There went the notion that it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. It was something. Still, it could be something real and still not be dangerous. Like a kid, we would realize how silly we had been to fear the boogeyman that turned out to be nothing more than a shadow of a coat and hat. Only this shadow moved fast. It growled too, a deep, angry growl. Beer? Too low to the ground, Renee replied. Tiger? Gary asked. We don't have tigers, dummy, Julie snapped. Raccoon, Sean guessed. Are you kidding me? Shut the hell up, would you? I said, shoving him. Where did it go? Renee asked. Over there. I pointed at a bush as it rustled. This is bad, Gary moaned, and then his fight or flight kicked into overdrive. I tried to grab him, but it was too late. He was moving like a greyhound chasing a mechanical rabbit. Dirt and pebbles kicked up into my face from his shoes, trying to gain traction. I covered my eyes to block the incoming barrage of dust and stone. By the time I went to take my hand away from my eyes, Renee was screeching. I froze, hands still over my eyes as the growl changed direction. Something wet hit my face. Julie and Sean were screaming, and their voices drifted in different directions. Sean went silent first, then Julie was heading back towards me. The shrill of her scream was like nothing I'd heard before. Finally, words I could understand faintly. Get up, Kat. Come on. Katrina, we have to. I thought, we have to what? She was never going to tell me what we had to do, and I was never going to get to ask out loud. My face and hands were wet. Why? Had they played a prank and tossed water on me? No, couldn't be. They would be laughing like crazy. Instead, all I heard was silence. My trembling hand didn't want to ever leave my face. I'm not sure how long I stayed like that. It was as if I had to physically pry my hand away from my face with my free hand. I wish I hadn't. I wish it would have died cluelessly covering my eyes. I saw the blood first, then the bodies of my friends. What was left of them, anyway. Oh, how I wish my hand was still over my face. Put it back, I silently screamed in my head, yet knowing it was too late. Where was it? My mind finally worked its way around to this vital question. Then, like a locomotive, I heard its growl rumble up to dry. What a nice thought. Why did I turn? I saw the top of its nostril and looked up further. Oh my, it had the most beautiful eyes. They glowed emerald green in a neon glory, intense and knowing. I almost couldn't look away. When I finally did pull my gaze away from those eyes, I saw its teeth, large, sharp blades glistening with blood, saliva. I wish I'd kept looking at those eyes. Why would I look away from something so splendid only to see this horrifying sight? Maybe in the dark of night, I wouldn't have seen those teeth well at all. Unfortunately, the one trait in common with a cat remained my nocturnal eyesight. No, I fear 9 lives are not in the cards for this cat. The one I got, it's ending, and I just can't look away. And then, there were none. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That story was called Nocturnal. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was all right with me reading to you this evening. Let that be your bedtime story for the night. I'm Alex the Maniac. We've got all kinds of good content coming up. Like I said, we're going to do some paranormal investigations and things of that sort. And, you know, I want you to come along for the ride. But most of all, we've got this book that's in the works. And with this book that's in the works, I want to start getting ready to start doing the films. So if you're interested in doing the films with us, let me know. staff@brokenrose.com is the email you want to write to. So when the darkness comes into your mind, wake up in the nocturnal nightmare to find in the depths of darkness I call the madness in my mind. I know, I know. So good night, everybody. I'm Alex the Maniac. And I look forward to having you on another Maniac Monday very soon. It's spooky season. So stay spooky.